raise and lower it like that.
PW2.
Right, here you are, Mr. Ellis. PW2.
I'd say 4 sailing and 1 coach, so 5.
1 cox and 4 rowers visible. And that's it. And
I know the inshore goes to 0 to 12 and the shipping goes to 12 and over.
miles out. Yes, that's right. Yeah. So there's the inshore forecast for here, and they always tell you where it is.
Yeah.
And that's the shipping forecast. And the shipping forecast tends to be sort of fairly brief, sort of main points, and these you get a bit more detail. North is the direction where the wind's coming from. Okay, but the 4 or 5 is how hard it's blowing, right? So if you've got a tiny wind, it's 0, and then it goes 1, 2, and so on. And 4 or 5 is quite windy. It's not gales. Say wind forces. There we go. There's the wind forces, and that's the numbers that we're looking at, 4 or 5. So let's look up 4 or 5. It tells us it's a moderate breeze, and 5 is a fresh breeze. A fresh breeze is one that sort of, you feel it on your face and you feel cold because of it. Then 6 is strong breeze. I got it wrong, didn't I? It's not storm. Storm's up there. Near gale, gale, and so on. So until you get up to force 12, which is the strongest hurricane. Yeah, and we had the remains of a hurricane pass over the country a weekend ago, didn't we? Slapton Sands there, in the war, before the Americans went across to Europe for the D-Day landing, Normandy, on the Normandy beaches, they had a practice run, and they were trying to get their tanks onto this beach. What happened? They had some error, didn't they?
Yeah, the whole of the area was cleared of people in December.
Yeah.
43, was it? And they had some LCTs surrounding Lyme Bay
Landing
that
craft.
were going to come round here for an early morning landing on the beach at Slapton as an exercise as practice going to the Normandy beaches in France. And there were 2 British destroyers and some torpedo boats with them, and they had a set time to land on the beach. And what they were doing, they were using live ammunition just to give it realism. And then, for some reason, the boats coming around from Lyme Regis to Slapton Sands were delayed, and some people were told about the delay, some people weren't. One of the destroyers escorting had to go back to Plymouth for repairs, plus the fact they were on different radio frequencies. Right. So when they were landing on the beaches at Slapton, they were told not to go beyond this white ribbon because that's where the live shells were going to be landing, but you know, communication gets broken down. So all in all, on that day, there were quite a few of the landing craft were sunk, and that was by some German torpedo boats that spotted them. And there was something like, by the day it finished, there was about 800 deaths, and it was all hushed up.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to demoralise the troops and the public and everything about, you know, what had gone wrong.
And that's a big training school up there. It's the Royal Naval College. And these guns were to protect the port of Dartmouth because of the Naval College up there. But it used to. But smuggling, the real areas for smuggling, where it was happening a lot in the old days, was the south and west coasts of Cornwall. And well, I suppose Devon, yes, I suppose there would have been smuggling running in. And also Dorset. Dorset, they used to run cargoes of smuggled goods into Dorset beaches quite a lot.
Yeah.
Where they would bring them over from France, and they bring brandy and silks, maybe tobacco, in from France across the Channel, and then they'd land them at night. But we don't see a lot of smuggling here now. It's easier for smugglers to use aeroplanes. Mm-hmm. Rough water picks up rocks and sand and smashes it against the rocks, and that breaks up the rocks little by little, and that's what we call erosion. That's one form of erosion. And you can see the effect of coastal erosion when you look around. You look at these rocks here, they're all jagged and they're not nice and smooth, are they?
No.
And that's basically because they're being broken up by the sea, little by little. And the effect of coastal erosion can be seen all over there. You see that little rock that sticks up on the end of the headland?
Yeah.
Well, that used to be part of the headland, and so did those rocks in front of that. And the sea wears the headland back little by little over many hundreds and thousands of years until you get little bits of pinnacles of rock.